Next video, implementation of the flow. We will learn from the implementation. During the implementation of the flow, what we have learned. So as you remember that there is a country field. There is a country field in which we have stored the all the country name. And when we created the screen flow, when we create the screen flow like that, there I put it at the pick list. Whatever the value inside of this inside of the object, inside of the field, that same value should be visible inside of the pick list. I first of all, good things I will learn from this is that how the fetching the value of the how the how fetch a pick list value of field in screen screen flow. How fetching of the field value in screen flow. First of all things I have learned, what we have learned, how to display the complete pick list value of country field which is inside of the object. And email components also, we will discuss how email component is that whatever in a screen flow there is a mail component, and the inside how we getting that mail component. And name component have the two things, name component associated with the first name and the last name. I will understand that things also. And fourth thing is how to store the value of the pick list, not inside how to store the value of the pick list. One of the ways to not insert from the object, manually provide value, how to manually provide the value. Or one of the things is that the creating the pick list value, then after that after this we can win the when you create the screen flow, when you go to the setup and jump to the flows and new flows, and inside of new flows select the screen flow, and inside of the screen flow select the screen. And after the selecting of the screen, they ask the label. Give the label as I give the label, enter the details. This label is not visible anywhere, but it's visible only inside of the flow. Inside of the flow, that means a screen which is label at the enter your details, and API is automatically generated, and there is no changes in the conflict header and footer. Then after creating the first component, I have the display that the name component. Inside the component, select the name, and name is associated both first name and the last name. First name, the in component sections, select the name component, and name component associated with both first name and the last name. And I give the API name that the name, whatever you want to give. If you can give the full name also. API name, do you want to make it disable? If you want to make it disable, make it write down the true here. Otherwise, if you don't want to make it disable, then write down the false here. Field to be display, what are the field label? API label should be here. The first name and the last name should be the API name of the this field. And the first name, if do you want to give first name, enter any search result or information, whatever the last name do you want to insert, that thing you can be done from the here. Then second component is the email, because why we select this component, mail component, why we not select the text component? Because mail component is validate the input. Mail component is what they do, validate the input. If I talk about the what are the options inside of the mail component, first one is the label. Label is the email, and second one are disable. Should you do you want to make it disable. If yes, then make it true, otherwise make it false. Placeholder text, whatever the inside the value, which for example u@example.com is visible here. Do you, if you want to put that value, you can put here. It should be read only. If you want to make it read only, then it make it true, otherwise it's false. It should be required. If you want yes, then you make it true, otherwise it's make the false. And the fifth one is the value, whatever the actual value you people put inside the mail, that is fetches by the its value. That's fetches by the its value. They after scrolling them, there is a set component visibility. This component may be visible for the all the times. That's why the component is visible for the all times. I have done this all the things. Advancement, manually assign the value. If you want to manually assign the value when further use, if you created any resource record variable and assign, then I have already have done the good discussion with the manual assignment value. That's why I am leaving it. Then there are the component, and component is that next component is a pick list for the storing the variable country name. So select the pick list component and drop down here, and what are the label, give the label, give the country. And second is the API should be automatically fetch the country. Do you want to require, make it required, otherwise not. Now, what are the data types of the what will be the data types? It should be text or configure choice. If you want to select only one single value, then it make as select multiple value. No, I want to select the only one single value, that's why I have. And component type, there is a two options, that the country name is visible in the pick list format and the radio button also. For example, India, Australia, Asia, this China, this kind of the radio button format is, you can also make it that choice. Enter your own choice by adding the choice. You can add a choice by, you can add there for choice. There is a two option. How can we, how are the two option? Enter by the enter by own choice. For example, there is a choice and there is the option of the add choice. If you click on it there, then you manually can type the what are the your choice. And second of the things is that you create the pick list value for the fetching that component type. I already typed that the pick list and the radio, both for the single choice that. So I understand I tell you that how to make the pick list choice manually. Then after that, if you make the choice, if you click here and select the resources for choice set, new choice resource, click on the new choice resource, click pick list choice set. Pick list choice set, maybe record choice set, record type. The pick list choice set, inside of the pick list choice set, if you select the pick list choice set, then there is a choice, there is a record choice set, and there is a pick list choice set. If you if you select the any record choice set, then if fetching the all the records and give the all the records as a choice for selection. If you select the pick list choice set, maybe I record choice set this one, maybe it's not whatever I told you. There is a possibility that things is not correct. So identify whenever you needs of that. You create the resource type and the API name is automatically fetched. Then from which object do you want to get the value? So I want to get register user object, and object selected, and get the what value do you want to get, pick list or the multi select pick list. I want to pick list data type or multi select pick list node. In from which field do you want to get the value? So I am getting the value from the country underscore c. API name should are visible, and it's sorted by the any order. Then after getting of that value, I have created the new resource having the pick list, and I put it here country name, whatever the API name are the given here. The understand that this API name is same API name is visible only. After the component has after this there is another component that the pick list from click here pick list, and drop down here there is a state requirement is not required. It should be the text style, the only single pick list value, single pick list value. Manually add the optional pick list value. North Carolina, Texans, South Carolina, these things have been done here. Done this part, that means we created the screen. The flow started, the screen created. Next part is create element and create record. When you click the create record, they ask some basic question. What are the label should be stored register user, and API name is automatically generated. How many record do you want to create it? One single record at a time, and not multiple record. That's why it's make the one. And how to set record file. Do you want to set the record file from the getting there already record existing, and from that getting the record file? Otherwise a separate resources iterated value, manual is visible there. Then select the manual, and select for which object have to select the create the record. Select the object register user, and after selecting the object, align the field with the screen input. After the selecting of the objects, there is a 5 field. Are there the first name, last name, email, country or state? Understand the one thing is that the inside of the screen flow there is a full name API dot first name will be the name of the first name. This is a field, and this is a value from the screen flow. And last name is a screen full name, then last name is mail is a register email dot value. We have to get the value of the mail, not label or not the placeholder. That's why I leave it as a value. Field should be a country, getting the country from the country, and state from the state. Here this is one is the text, but here is its pick list getting that value. Save and run that. It's working fine. Whenever you insert the record inside of the register user, then that record you will visible there. Then another enhancement are required to update this flow, so I will discuss in the next video.